All right, fellow babies, Friday night, and you know what that means. The Shills coming at you live on the EiE Network with the Silly Shill Show. We've got an amazing panel with some kick-ass people tonight, including Purple Rhymes with Orange. And we are going to grab Stupid by the scruff of the neck and kick the shit out of it. So let's get right to it. Pass this over to Kevin Kennedy and see who's at the table with us tonight. How you doing, Kevin, buddy?
Hello, freak bitches. Hope everybody's staying safe in this trying time of ours. God, what a year we're going through, huh? But we've got lots of stupid lined up for you to enjoy and get yourselves through it. But before we get around to that, let's go around the table and see who's here. Mr. Dawson, how are you today?
Well, things are really good this way. I got a little bit of an issue with a tooth that's kind of bugging me, and, I got to get in to see somebody about it, but with everything going on, it's kind of, can I put it off? Can I not? I don't know what to do. But other than that, life is really kicking ass and taking names. Absolutely enjoying the ride.
Excellent. Excellent. Good to hear it, man. And Blue Marble Science, you're with us today. How are you today, sir?
Well, if I can find the mute button, yeah, I'm doing well. How you guys doing, Kevin? Good to talk to you, man.
Well, yeah, likewise. Good to have you with us. What's new in your part of the world?
Oh, not much. Just been doing a little workout in the shop all day, so I'm kind of tired.
More importantly, how is Cavendish?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's what I've been doing, working on Cavendish.
All right.
Or it's been working on me, one way or the other. I don't know. I'm having a ball. It's a lot of fun.
Well, they do say gravity is a mutually attracting force. So technically both you're working on each other, so there you go.
That's fair.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And also joining us today, we have Krafty Keelah. How are you today?
I am good. I'm just off the back of the reinvention of the Mega Mirror into a live show. I was the first guest. I'm very, very excited about that. And I know there's a few people that are in the chat today that were at that. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good now at the moment. All goats are good. And yeah, working on new videos and having a bit of fun.
Excellent. Excellent. Glad to hear it. And the man who you never know if he's quite here or not, Schrodinger's cat. How are you today?
I am here. I'm doing well. I'm about halfway through my quarantine here in Hawaii, so I can actually start going places. And I've been cranking out videos because I've got nothing else to do. I got one coming out. It's going to premiere tomorrow at noon Eastern time. I was just putting them out, but then I realized that when I do that, it's the middle of the night for everybody else in the world. So I've started doing premieres. It's been working out a little bit better doing that. And then tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be hosting a Flat Earth debate on my channel. It's kind of a novel idea. It's going to be two debunkers. It's going to be Bob the Science Guy versus Stingray, with Stingray playing the part of a Flat Earther, because we have a hypothesis that a debunker can be a better Flat Earther than a Flat Earther. Yeah, so they're actually going to try to bring science rather than nuh-uh to the argument. And so we're going to do that, and then at some point in the future, going to reverse roles. Bob's going to be the Flat Earther, and Stingray will be debating him. So a week from tomorrow on my channel, I'll be having Dr. Phil Bell. It's going to be me and him chit-chatting, but we're going to have anybody in the chat who wants to come on and challenge him. He's taken on whoever wants to click the link.
Awesome.
So that's what's on my horizon.
As the Flat Earther, do they still get the laser arm penguins?
That's a good question. Good to have you with us, so Schrodinger. And
Thank you.
And we also have Steaming Cup of Reason with us. Good morning, Vietnam.
Good morning, silly shills. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing all right, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks. It just, as Krafty said, I'm off the back of the relaunch of the Mega Mirror. It went really well. Really smooth show. Krafty was an awesome guest. Had a good time. Feeling good. Feeling good.
Excellent. Excellent. Good to hear. Good to have you with us. And manning the controls tonight, Booleanenator. How are you today, sir?
I am feeling very good today, not only just in general, but because of the Mega Mirror success. Like that was a lot of fun to do, and I think it's important that we get new creators out there, get as many new creators out there as we can, because we need people out there to fight the stupid in all ways possible.
Agreed.
Absolutely. We make jokes all the time about how flat Earth is dead, but internet stupidity is certainly not.
Oh, well said.
Yeah.
They say hindsight's 20/20. I think this year literally brings new meanings to those words, because fuck me, we keep looking back and it just keeps getting worse, especially in the United States. What the fuck, people?
Yeah, seriously, come on, Florida, get your shit together. And keeping an eye on the chat as usual, we have the tag team of Aimee and Matt. I assume Matt's with us today. How are you guys today?
We're doing so great, and he's here with us. We're so excited. We've got a great weekend of shows planned. We've, Saturday and Sunday both. And I have a special announcement. A certain someone who loves to read super chats is turning 15 on Monday.
Give me a super check. $9.99.
So yes, that's what he's asked for his birthday is a super chat cake. So I'm gonna have to find a way to get relay that message to Hannaford when I go and order his
Someone
cake.
give me that cake.
We will, honey. Don't worry.
You take a picture of the image, bring it to the cake specialist, and they'll actually be able to put the image on the cake.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do. Or they can, it's an easy draw, I think, because it's just mostly colors and words. So I think we can do it. But I'll have him put a cake as the icon or something. So I'm so excited about that too. And I want to thank Purple, Purple for coming tonight. Thank you so much. Hopefully the 3rd or the 38th time, I think it is now, is the charm, and we get through a whole show. And I want to thank everyone in the chat for coming. Thank you very much. And we've got a super chat, please.
John Rapp for Australia $2 said, I'm the manager. I'll only talk to your supervisor.
That was from one we missed, a super chat, right?
Yes.
Good job.
I was thinking, I didn't see John Rapp in the thing.
Yeah.
Mr. Victory for $2 said, can't stay. Not feeling well. Love you guys. Love you too.
Thank you. And we hope you feel better.
Definitely.
Take care.
Absolutely. And the guest of the hour, Purple Rhymes with Orange. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm actually kind of hyper now, so I will try to be quick on my mute button, but I will apologize in advance because this kind of flares up my Tourette's, so there may be some loud, high-pitched noises.
We love hearing people go off, so do not worry about that at all.
But it turns out then that Matt shares a birthday with the Lavender Lady, which is just one day after my birthday.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Right
nice. On. That's awesome.
Maybe we should do a happy birthday stream on Tuesday in between them all on the EiE Network. Have you all over, Matt, and we'll just, party for a bit.
That could be cool.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
All right. Well, we'll do it then. What the hell, right?
All right. And we got a couple super chats there that I think Matt's really going to like reading.
Yes.
Morn Nielsen for 89 Danish krona said, happy birthday! Partying face super chat, Matt. Birthday cake. You're going to change your icon to a gummy bear on my birthday.
Yeah.
A green gummy bear.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead and read
Godless Scummer for €2 said, small cake donation. Happy birthday for Monday. Thank you. John Rapp for Australian $2 said, you called?
Thank you for the well wishes. We appreciate it.
I love you guys.
Can everyone in the chat give John Rapp the traditional John Rapp welcome?
Yes, please do.
Absolutely. You can commence now.
I love hearing someone say that on stream and then just watching the middle fingers roll in. It's so funny.
It is just the ultimate tradition in life that must be maintained. I mean, it's seriously, if Christianity can have its traditions, well, so can debunking. And, giving John Rapp the finger is easily in the book of Genesis at this point.
Oh, we got another super chat there as well.
Ah, cool.
Awesome. Whoop.
Christopher and Robin for $2. Christopher Robin for $2. Just kidding. Christopher and Dave for $2 said, my birthday's on the 21st too. Grinning face.
Awesome.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, Christmas. Cool.
Happy birthday, Christopher.
Exactly.
Christopher Robin.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, Mikey's got the idea here.
I like that latest one too. We got another super chat there.
Oh, that's amazing, Cheese. Too funny. Where's Matt? We need our Matt. Where's Matt?
Cheese Mondo for $15 said, happy birthday for Monday, Matt. If you can lend me $84.99, then this super chat is for $99.99. Bebop for life for $2 said, just saying hi to everyone in the panel on the panel.
Those are
Hi, Bebop.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Hi, Bebop.
Hello.
It's good to see you.
Super chats.
Oh boy. All right. Well, before things get off on another super chat train here, maybe we should get to the subject at hand. Although before we get into the videos, I'd like to show people something if I could. I'm just gonna turn on my webcam here. I don't know if this is showing up, but y'all see this face mask? Looks like a pretty normal, reasonable face mask, right? I didn't read this until I got home. Fashion mask, not medical mask.
Oh.
Any store that's selling this crap, screw yourselves. You are wasting everybody's time, and you're possibly creating a danger because there's people who bought this, didn't read the package, just threw it out, and thinks they're protected.
Yep, they're putting people at
Yeah.
risk.
Can I just say this is the one time where the conspirators have it right. Do your research.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I'm annoyed that I didn't read the package until I got home, but thankfully it was only $1.99, so I'm not out too much. But I guess we do have some videos to get to, but I have no idea what they are.
I do. Now, hold on a second here. I can actually make this happen. I'll just babble for 1 minute as I bring up the document. Here it comes. I forgot to load it ahead of time. All right, here we go. And, oh, wait a minute. It just keeps crashing when I try to open it.
Also, Ugly German Truce, I understand, but this mask doesn't protect from anything. It just looks like it does. That's my point.
Yeah.
Okay,
Too bad,
while you're
too.
getting that up, we're going to grab that super chat real quick.
John
touch
Ruff I said, our boy's getting all grown up. Happy birthday. Okay, Han.
Say thank you.
Thank you, John Rapp. Turning 15.
Yeah, he's getting growing up way too fast.
Yeah. Yeah, and these birthday super chats are going into fund so we can get them something too. So, don't worry, they're going to be used properly.
Cool.
Thank you.
So we have a good video selection here, Purple, and we're going to read a couple of the names off and give you first choice here because that's the way we roll it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did that last time. It didn't work out very well.
Yeah. Well, between last time and now, there's been some communication with the people at the pearly gates of, broadcasting yourself. And we should be okay. This might actually work. So let's see. First off, we got a channel called Viable TV, and their video is Exposed. Agenda 21 is a plan to depopulate 95% of the world's population. I can't even say it. Holy fuck. And then we got QN Fee. and their video ISS speed tracking. And internal note okay. And then we've got the Morgile. Oh, right into the basement of the reality that is Flerf. And the title of this video is The Earth is a Ball. And let me just look through.
Once I agree with the title.
Yeah, but here's one. We got Ventuno Yoga and their video Breatharian, the art of living without food.
It's called starving.
Exactly.
Right.
Before we get into that, we just got another one, please.
Sure. Vermont for $2 said, "Happy early birthday, Super Chat, Matt."
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Mom. Love you, honey.
Thank you.
Love you, Mom.
So what do you think there, Purple? 1, 2, 3, or 4 are your selections this evening.
Well, we were trying to do a breatharian last time when they canned us.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to pick up where we left off there and try that again?
I think we should, because at this point we should push the envelope to make sure, right? If this is personal to you being on the show, we really have a bone to pick with people at Alphabet.
Yeah.
You got to poke the bear, don't you?
Yeah, you know me.
Well, you got to poke the bear because then you'll learn when the bear is going to attack. So
It's like Michael Schumacher used to do in Formula One. During practice, you go past the limit, spin out, and then you know where the limit is, and then boom, you win the race. It works
there you
pretty
go.
well, right? So I think it's Ventuno Yoga and Breatharian, the art. I think that's the key word here, folks, of living without food. Jesus Christ. Oh, video 5, Boole, give it to us, baby.
Does this come with a does this Bachelor of Arts have a minors in water? Jesus.
Can we get some face palm protection here?
You probably
Actually, we have the right person for the job. Hey, Big Blue, would you like to give us the warning? Because God knows we're going to need it on this one, buddy.
Well, we'll try. Warning, severe facial monitor damage alert is in effect. Get out the oven mitts. Push the monitors back out of punching range. Let's light this dumpster fire and have some fun.
do not ride if nursing or pregnant.
The art of living without food. The Breatharians are those who live on light and energy.
It's derived from the sun. But it is no magic trick. The prana yoga, as it is otherwise called, was practiced by many a wise person for centuries in India. What is prana? Prana in its simplest means life or soul. But in a deeper context, prana means energy. Like those botanical lives living on sunlight, the energy here is derived from the sun. According to yogi,
we are not plants.
Yes. Good point.
There are two types of living things in the world, flora and fauna. We are the latter. Wait, ladder? Yeah, ladder. Whichever one eats food.
Yes. And we do not have chlorophyll. We do not have chlorophyll in our bloods.
Traditionally, it meant life or soul. Stop redefining words, please.
Yeah, I looked it up as well. Yeah, the Sanskrit word for breath, life force, or vital principle. You're talking nonsense, buddy. Purple rhymes with orange. You wanted to get in there, right?
Yeah, to be fair, they know their audience. It's aimed at people with the intelligence of plants.
Yeah, these are not the tropes you're looking for.
No, not at all. That's like I just wanted to start with that. He's talking about, oh yes, plants get energy from sunlight and the nutrients in the soil, but let's ignore that part. But like you can't compare people to plants. You just can't.
Yeah. Isn't there actually a thing going on where if you didn't have the roots bringing in the other things needed, photosynthesis is kind of going to end up short and not really work out for you? Like,
I would assume it's just going to dry out the plant and kill it.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
so, hello, where do you think we get that part of the equation?
I got it in grade 2.
Yeah, remember when you learned, photosynthesis and what that really complicated sounding word means in basic education? This guy slept through that day.
He did.
I would like to say a congratulations to Alphabet and those involved over at YouTube for letting us do a rip on a Breatharian stream for more than 40 seconds without ditching it on us. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
They didn't show nipples in this one.
Well,
all right, should we let them continue?
I think, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Sciences. The sun emits 12 different types of pranas, but only those who are physically, mentally, and spiritually evolved can absorb them all. How does prana replace food? The food we eat is broken down into smaller particles of glucose that is converted to energy or prana. Breatharians learn to absorb that vital energy directly from the sunlight and from the surrounding atmosphere, so there is no need for eating and then breaking down the food for energy. How does one live on prana? You would be surprised to know that one of the most basic steps of prana yoga is just by breathing deeply, or pranayama. When you breathe deeply and deliberately, your body becomes more aware and conscious of its surroundings and starts to absorb energy or prana from the environment. Another common method of prana yoga says that you can absorb energy by sun gazing. Gently stare at the sun just before sunset and sunrise. Starting from 30 seconds, you can go up to 45 minutes of sun gazing. When you sun gaze, your entire being draws energy.
Now, when he says sun gaze, I hope he doesn't mean look directly at the sun.
Yes, that is what they mean.
Golly. Yeah, I think that's exactly what he means.
Right. And
Okay,
even at
Blue.
sunrise and sunset, it's very dangerous.
Does he think the eyeballs are sponges and they absorb this piranha? What the-
Piranha. Oh, wow. Yeah,
A lot of flat earthers talk about this sun gazing and claim that they do it.
oh, that makes sense. I would believe
Nathan,
that they do
Nathan
it.
Thompson's one of them.
Yeah, what does he do that in between having his dog teabag him, does he? I'll never, ever let him live that down because he just had the biggest smile on his face while it was happening.
Ugly German Truce made a really good point here. This philosophy comes from India. Does anybody know the number of people who starved during the Indian famine in World War II?
And I was going to bring that point up. Can you imagine showing this to somebody who literally has like 4 children that just barely have enough to eat to survive in one of many places in the world where this is seriously a problem, and, expect to actually, walk out of the room alive?
Was it just me, or did we lose Dick for a second there?
Oh, did I drop out? We got some hands up, so never mind me. I'll redo my engine here. Hold on if I'm having problems.
No, I think it was just you, Kevin, because I heard him the whole time.
I heard him.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was me. My bad.
I just like
anyway,
to bring up
Schrodinger's
a small
cat.
point.
Oh, go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I'll get to you in a second, Schrodinger.
Yeah, I was just looking. You mentioned before that the art of living without food is starvation.
Mm-hmm.
This channel has got 300,000 subscribers. We're talking famine here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good-sized city, dead.
Oh, yeah. That's bigger than my city. Schrodinger's cat, go ahead.
Yeah, there's only one time that I ever have known of that someone tried to prove this under controlled conditions, and I think she lasted a few days, and her health got so bad that the doctors who were monitoring it just said fuck it and cut it off.
Fair enough.
She lost an amazing amount of weight, and it was 2 or 3 days that it lasted, and
Wow.
She had to be hospitalized because she wasn't eating or drinking. So she was near death in just a few days.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
But she claimed she had been doing it for years. So we know she was lying.
Of course, yeah. And that, like, the not drinking part makes it so much worse. Because I've done, what do they call it? The 30-hour famine. It's like a charity event that some places do. I did that as a kid. You don't eat anything for 30 hours. You feel it. But also, you can go without eating for a lot longer if you're drinking lots of water. But you still need food. You're still not going to last very long. Aimee,
oh, sorry. 1 sec there, Aimee. Sorry. With a lack of food, but the water to keep you going, your decision processes and your mental aspects literally start to lower. The brain takes a lot of energy to work properly, and this will like you follow this and you start, you're living on sort of like a buzz for lack of a better word. And I can only imagine that the decision processes and what would be going through your head would get to such a disturbed level that you could really do yourself some serious harm fast.
Oh man, yeah. Even those famines, at hour 29 of the famine, everyone is like just a breathing sack of meat. We can't think.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No, that's a proven fact.
Aimee, go ahead.
Sorry, Aimee. Yeah.
No, that's okay. No problem. Ugly German Trues looked that up for us. He said that the Bengal famine of 1943 was a famine in the Bengal province of British India during World War II. An estimated 2.1 to 3 million out of a population of 60.3 million died of starvation, malaria, or other diseases aggravated by malnutrition, population displacement, unsanitary conditions, and lack of health care. So that's a lot.
Send a super chat, please.
Yeah, we got a super chat too as well.
Ugly German Truth, send a super chat.
No, don't pester Ugly German Truth, honey.
Glover Bob for $2 said, waiting to hear about the what? Backside tanning?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yes, and another thing I want to bring up too, if you do look at the sun, please use an appropriate solar filter. Thank you.
Thank you. Good set. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, with what was it, 2 to 2.5 million people died there. Obviously, they just weren't staring at the sun. Ridiculous.
Yeah, they should have gone blind. Then they would have been all set.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is getting special. Should we let them continue?
Well, I wanted to ask both Schrodinger and Blue a question here. Would you agree if I say this is obviously being spewed by somebody who does not have children?
I would imagine you're not wrong about that, actually.
Yeah, it would be impossible for somebody with a parental instinct to spew this BS.
Well, you know what else this person definitely does? Eats food.
Well, he's alive, isn't he?
Exactly.
I could just try. I'm trying to imagine what it would be like trying to spring breatharianism on like a 6 or 7 year old kid. Like, what would that kid would go crazy? The kid would probably start screaming and carrying on within a day and a half. It would just be
within 6 hours, man.
Exactly. Kids are eating machines. They need the protein and they need the carbs. Straight up. And the vitamins and everything else.
As a teenager, no, he would last 15 minutes. Right.
My mom used to say she needed me to grow taller so I couldn't fit in the kitchen anymore because I was such an eating machine when I was 16, man. She would buy, we had those Chips Ahoy bags of soft cookies? She would buy them, and they're supposed to last like a week or whatever in our house. No, it was one afternoon snack for me. Seriously.
Yeah.
And I
can't believe it.
I didn't gain any weight, dude. I was 148 pounds when I went in the military at 6'2". So I was a beanpole.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I think of the amount of food I ate as a teen, it's amazing. Twice as much as I eat now.
Yeah.
Easily.
How many people have been told this when they were a teenager by a parent? Shut the fridge door. You're bored. You're not hungry.
No, I was hungry.
Yeah, but you hurt like you know like as a teenager you can do your 3 square and you've still got 2 snacks and a second breakfast and you know.
But,
I mean
but
this
Dick,
is just.
But Dick, what about 11sies? Luncheons, afternoon tea, dinner, supper.
As soon as I said second breakfast, I knew it was coming.
Exactly.
All right, should we let this idiot roll on a little further?
Okay.
Yeah, there's only a little bit left anyway. Let's go.
You have to be really committed to make the process of living on prana work for you. It doesn't come so easily, but things such as prana yoga proves to be possible with physical, mental and spiritual dedication.
Ooh. That's stupid.
That was very stupid.
Spiritual? What? Belief provides nutrients? How does that work?
No, I think he's saying he'll be a ghost. He'll be a ghost at the end of it. I think that's what he's getting at.
That's what it does. Breatharianism makes it so that you can leave your physical form and enter an ethereal one, which is true.
Yeah. And it'll happen a lot faster than you think.
Yeah. Become a breatharian. Help feed the worms.
There was one good thing about this video. It was very short.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'll say this. Here's something I don't get about it is that the guy narrating, he has an Indian accent. I assume he's from India because he's talking about Indian philosophies. If you're from India, you can't buy into breatharianism because there's a lot of people starving in India. Like, you can't believe it. So I don't believe that there's a real breatharian in existence, not a living one.
No, and what's going on here is because he's from India and he's got the accent, he thinks he can put it together with yoga and whatnot and draw on the cultural aspect of it and sell this shit. That's what's going on. Charlatan, 100%.
Yeah, seems like it.
Unfortunately, I think he's the same guy that was going to tell me each and everything about my past due taxes last week.
Wait,
we've got a super chat from PhD Tony.
We do, yeah. Did you want to get that?
Yeah, I'll get Matt.
Wait, he was the guy that was telling me my IP was being hacked. That's what it was.
Yeah, telling me. Yeah.
Was he the one hacking it?
Probably,
yeah.
Well, he was. Yeah,
he was
reading the script anyway.
He was trying to hack it. Of course, I'm too smart for that shit.
Can I read this, please?
Yeah. Go ahead.
PhD Julie for us, Julie Vidal. The world record holder for no solids or liquids in Andreas is Andreas McHovas. Tough traffic laws in Austria. Hi, Matt. Change it to 23 please.
Thank you so much.
And as soon as that came up, I looked it up. He was falsely imprisoned in 1979 and didn't eat a thing for 18 days and lost 53 pounds and needed several weeks to regain his health.
Wow. That is intense. Holy. Wow.
I don't know if you would ever fully recover from that. Seems
That's
like
a
there
good
would
point,
be some sort of bone loss or something that you would never get back.
Well, I think there'd be some permanent organ damage because at a point your body will start digesting whatever organ has the most protein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think definitely there'd be some organ damage.
He would kind of remind you. He would kind of remind you of allegedly Dave when he said, "I forgot to eat for several hours or several days." I think he said.
Wow.
And then when he actually tried to fast for a day or two, he was like, "I found it so hard. I don't understand because I've forgotten to eat for days."
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that little experiment he did. He failed.
And like, here's the thing. I've gone through phases where I've forgotten to eat for periods of time. It's kind of a side product of depression. And just in a day, you forget to eat for a day, you notice it immediately. You have no energy. You're irritable. You're bitchy. It's awful.
Yeah, your thought processes go all crazy on you. Not seeing anything right.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've forgotten to eat for up to 3 days, but I take in a lot of liquids, so at least I was getting like some sugar in through what I was drinking in that.
So you're on a
Somewhat
three-day sugar
without
rush.
food, yeah.
We'll get you for sure. So, what do you figure here? How about we move on to the next one? Right? So we've got a good stuff. We've got Flat Earth and the Dangers of Veganism by the channel The Defined Plane. I mean, that just what?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Sounds
Well,
fun.
I mean, I'll be honest, I sort of agree with them in that I believe that any ism can be harmful when taken too far, but just being a vegan is not a terrible thing.
I mean, I could be an ism. I'd still have to bum rides off people.
Can we just grab these couple super chats, please?
Yeah.
Elia Moon for $5 said, "Eat, drink, and be merry." I don't know. Just sending love. Godless Scummer for £5 said, "Only time allegedly Dave goes without liquids is when Riley hasn't filled up the bottle for him."
For him.
For him.
Allegedly, Dave is so gross. And there's another one, Pete Shea, who likes to drink his own urine as well. He's disgusting.
Yes,
The
he
less
does.
said about him, the better.
Yeah. I like Crash's RC builds. For a while, his username on Discord was Pete Shea is a Jesuit priest.
That's
My
good.
God, that's funny. And if you think I'm being offensive, fuck you. I am not. So it's fine. So I say we go right into the Defined Plane, video 6, Flat Earth and the Dangers of Veganism, because that is ridiculous. Now, this is a longer video, so yes, indeed, Gong Show debunking is on the table. Poll coming at you in a minute. Absolutely.
Good call.
It has to be, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, put a shirt on.
Yeah, and vertical video, turn your phone sideways, or that's a paddling, as Bionic Dance says. So let's go.
That's a paddling.
Does that mean we got to stand up to see it full screen?
Hey everyone, this is Andy with the Divine Plane. Hope you're all doing well. I thought I would broadcast from the beach today here in Playa de Santiago on the island of La Gomera in the Canary Islands. It's an absolutely beautiful beach here. As you can see, this is where I shoot the boats time and again, proving over and over that we do not live on any type of fantasy spinning ball globe. The only type of globe that exists is the globe in your head. It's an image, it's a concept, it's an idea. It's not reality.
Oh, it's out of reach right now. I was going to turn on my webcam and grab one of the 2 globes I have in this room and go, look, here's one.
I was going to say, there's whole stores that sell globes.
All of these people who are on the beach shooting pictures of ships and boats, none of them ever provide metrics of how far away is this thing? How much should we see of it? Nothing. They just say, look, I can see it.
Why can we see the sail and not the boat?
Right.
They have no idea. Steven,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, this guy, a beach. He says it's a beautiful beach. Is that correct?
Yep.
Holy shit! It
That's
looks
what I
like a
heard.
fucking rock quarry next to a cement plant. For fuck's sakes!
Honestly, it like you could tell the sky's like super overcast. It's not the best day to call it a beautiful beach.
Oh God, I've never seen a beach that black and rocky in my life. I'm sorry.
Am I the only one sitting here thinking right now that this guy sounds way too much like that guy and must be related to him?
I think so.
Oh, now that you mention it, yeah.
He does
Must be
actually.
a cousin or something.
He also looks like Scotty Storm Light.
And why? Just please put something on. Damn it.
Well, you know what? He's at the beach. He's allowed to have his shirt off, but the problem is he decided to film it and put it on YouTube.
Yes, that is the problem, isn't it?
Oh boy. All right. Well, should we let him
Alright.
continue?
Yeah, let's see what the hell this has got to do with veganism.
And along those lines, I want to tie that to veganism once again, because this seems to be a pretty heated debate
Whoa, he got to the point
online.
really fast for
And
a
I
change.
see a lot of flat earthers, well-meaning people, falling into this trap of veganism. And I want to shed some light on that. Again, I was a vegan for myself for over 5 years. So was my wife. We had insane health problems I won't even get into in this video. I'll do another video on the actual health problems that arise due to long-term veganism. But needless to say, we were just slow.
Then you did it wrong. That's all I have to say. Then you were sitting there eating salad day after day after day and not realizing you need to get some kind of protein substitute in there or something.
Absolutely agree. And I'm against veganism personally. Well, I'm not against veganism, but as a concept, it's pretty damaging. But if you're putting your health at risk, then you really haven't done your research on it. Because I know a lot of vegans who are actually very, very healthy, probably even more healthy than I am.
Oh yeah, I definitely know vegans that are more healthy than me, and like, because I kind of agree with you, Krafty, in that I don't agree with being a vegan myself, mostly because we have these sharp teeth in the front of our heads that are designed to tear flesh, but but that's another issue entirely. Yeah, this guy sounds like he just did veganism wrong.
Yeah. Because veganism does have to be done properly. It's not like 5,000-6,000 years ago you could be a healthy vegan without, unbelievable knowledge that I'm not sure we even had. But in the modern day and age, you can be a healthy vegan, but you got to do it properly. You're going to have to ingest the things that have the proteins and stuff to make sure the diet is balanced.
Yeah, lots of peanuts.
Can I just also point out that this is the same person, as far as I'm aware, who is against, I think he's an anti-vaxxer as well, or he's against medicine, certain types of medicines. So him taking a protein pill, can't see it.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that he did veganism wrong because he's also anti-medicine. That makes perfect sense. Aimee, you wanted to get in there?
Yes, please. We have a super chat, please.
John Raffrest Jr. I said, "That's not a beach. That's a beach."
Thank you so much.
And Christ Puncher is asking Sean Carroll, are you telling me that Popeye's chicken every day isn't healthy? No. Popeye's chicken is delicious and amazing always. That is all I have to say on that. Schrodinger's cat, go ahead.
Yeah, I would never be a vegan because it just sounds awful, but you can do it and be healthy. I'm a big MMA fan, and Sean O'Malley is a big time vegan. Of course, he has a nutritionist that regulates his diet, but I mean, he gets in the ring and knocks dudes out. So obviously, he's doing something right.
Yep. Good call.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we got another super chat there.
No, we did, please.
The plot hole for $2 said, "Here you go, shilling the butthole."
The plot hole.
The plot hole. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Shilling the butthole.
Yeah, Jesus. The Plot Hole is an awesome channel. Johnny O, good dude. Check it out. Absolutely.
That's right.
Real quick.
That leads to
Real
the
quick,
butt.
let me mention
the butt thickens.
Yeah, I was on the Plot Hole last Friday, and I don't know if everybody on here is aware, but the Plot Hole and EiE Network both got nominated for Best New Show on Team Skeptics Awards the other night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool. I actually
know
haven't
that.
had time to watch that yet, so it's good to know. Thanks, Schrodinger.
Yeah, I was on the panel, and a lot of people who were on this panel got mentioned. Of course, the whole channel, and then I know Kevin Kennedy, Steaming Cup of Reason, Blue Marble, Krafty Keelah, all got nominated for various things.
Oh, I got to check that out for sure then.
Yeah, I think I annoyed Team Skeptic for a few times because I just kept putting him in Barman. Barman.
Oh yeah, Barman. Sit Down with the Bunkers got nominated for Best New Show. Whole lot of good stuff happened.
Awesome.
Nice.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah, I didn't know. I got something to watch later on then. Sweet. Did anybody else have anything, or do we want to get back to the video here?
Well, I just wanted to quickly say that every time we talk about veganism, or when I hear about it, I always get this picture in my mind of a vegan dying early, and at the funeral is an 80-year-old man who went through life eating a pound of bacon and smoking a fucking box of cigars every day of his life.
So George Burns.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy was what? He lived to be like 101, and he had a cigar in his mouth till the day he died.
And he drank like a couple fingers of brandy with every meal or something too. He was like, just had longevity in his head, in his genes.
Yeah. When he was 89, he said something about eating steak and smoking a dozen cigars a day. And somebody brought up, all the people that died, and he said, well, they didn't do it long enough.
That's awesome. Oh, man. Well, what do you think? The guy who talks like that guy and looks like Scotty Storm, should we go back to him?
Yeah, roll the stupid.
Slowly dying, basically, slowly deteriorating. My wife had extreme blood deficiency, iron, B12 deficiencies, took all the shots and the supplements. We were vegans in the correct way, where we ate all whole plant foods, a lot of it raw. We tried fruitarianism. We tried everything under the flat earth sun. And the bottom line is you just don't get the nutrition that you need.
Yeah, it sounds like you just fucked around.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you were a vegan at any point. It sounds like you were just someone trying something.
And regarding the flat earth sun and trying everything under it, there's your problem. There is no flat earth sun. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you know what I'm hearing right now is this is a gentleman that had a cucumber and a carrot, and he sat down on his computer at Pornhub, and only one of them got eaten, and he just didn't feel full.
Yeah.
Also, the whole his wife had an iron deficiency. Yeah, that's gonna happen if you don't eat any kind of red meat replacement, because that's what you get from your red meat is iron. So you need something else to get it from. And I don't believe you about taking all the supplements. I just don't believe you.
And I think the ratio is like for every for the B12 and the proteins that you get from a gram of meat, you would need a pound of vegetables to replace that.
Yeah. Like there's a really good example of this in nature. Panda bears. Pandas are they're made to be omnivores, but they were basically moved forcibly to a location where all they could eat was bamboo, and they spend all day eating bamboo just to stay alive.
Yeah.
Aimee, go ahead.
Yes, please. We just have a super chat if we could, please.
At the butthole.
No.
John Ratford, I said, at the butthole.
No.
Just kidding. John Ratford, I said, at the plot hole. Did you say the plot hole? Thumbs up.
I can only imagine coming up this year at school. Every now and then, Amy's going to be at a meeting with some of the educators and stuff, and she's going to be, I have no idea where he heard that.
No. He did.
And meanwhile, the guy from the Board of Education turns his laptop around and shows him a running episode of TheShills.
Purple Rhymes with Orange, you wanted to get in here, right?
Yeah, no, I was a vegetarian for about a year and a half in my 20s. And yeah, if you pay attention to it, the only problem I had was I developed a thiamine deficiency. And it turns out you don't even get thiamine from meat. Thiamine is basically only produced by algae. So you get it from meat because the cows drink the algae and it's stored in their muscle tissue.
Okay. That makes sense.
So
they should have been eating more seaweed.
Water, you're covered.
Yeah. All right.
That's part of the reason why Asian diets are very healthy, because there is a lot of seaweed and things like that in the diet.
Yeah, they have very, very balanced meals. We had another super chat there. Did you want to get that, Matt?
Yes, please.
Dave Hansen for $20 said, "I'm not a vegan due to age induced inertia. But the meat industry is one of the main causes of environment's damage to the planet. Vegans should should be respected for taking that step to heal the planet, not ridiculed. Yep, not ridiculed."
That's right. Thank you very much.
I agree. Yeah, the vegans who are vegans just to protest the meat industry, fine with that. Totally fine with that.
And there's a lot to be said about the point of the meat industry, you know, really contributing to, you know, certain aspects of what's going on in the world these days. And there's also something to be said about the fact that your average person in first world countries could lower their meat intake to a degree without any harm to their diet whatsoever. And, you know, those are the kind of things that people are going to have to be conscious of pretty soon.
Yeah, a lot of the meat that I eat, I either drag out of the woods or out of my lake.
That's fair.
See, that's a little different then, yeah.
Yeah, you're not
Which
engaging in
actually
the...
helps.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it actually... I'm sorry for cutting you off.
It's okay.
It actually helps, you know, things because a lot of accidents are caused by overpopulation of deer. They eat tons of crops and they kill people on the road.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
Oh, where I live, Schrodinger, I wake up 4 out of 7 mornings and I have literally a family of deer just laying around in my backyard.
Eat them. It's delicious.
Yeah, I'm so glad Felix isn't here because he's had deer and he likes it, but he hasn't equated it yet, and he's an animal lover, and that might not go well because they don't get raised on farms. I'm not sure how that's gonna go.
Well, Ugly German Truce raises an interesting kind of counter argument. He said, overpopulation of deer, maybe hunters should stop killing their predators.
Well, it depends on the area and whatnot, because there's a lot of statistics, right?
They don't have a natural predator where I live, except people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, here we do, so that the hunting tags that get handed out in the deer and whatnot are very sparse because we have a balanced ecosystem here for everything. So hunters wait years to get tags. So it's not open season like some will tend to, think. We're way off of the naked guy here. So why don't we turn to Aimee and then get back to this fucking idiot?
Sure, please. We got a super chat.
Helium Moon for $5. Congratulations to everyone here who has nominated. Really cool to be in a community surrounded in support.
That's right. That's a good shout out.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Very good. Thanks, Ilya. Good shout.
Yeah, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it because there so many people's names came up, and it was crazy how many of them I knew. Probably 80% of everybody who was brought up out of the hundreds of names was content creators that I knew of.
Nice. That's cool.
And I don't mean to be bad. I suggest that you start an hour in.
Yeah. And that's somebody who knows, so it's a good shout. How about Mr. I'm not on a beach, I'm at the side of an industrial park.
Yeah. See what else he's got to say.
As a vegan, your body cannot take up all of the vitamins and minerals from plants. They will tell you that plant protein is the same as animal protein. It's not. All you have to do is look at vegans and then look at people who eat a animal-based diet, and you'll see that the vegans don't have anywhere near the amount of mass on their bodies. And I'm not talking about fat, I'm talking about muscle. Protein from animal products is what builds that muscle. So when you're a strong, healthy, balanced diet,
I would like everyone here to Google the name, what is his name? Kendrick Ferris. He is a Olympic weightlifter who is vegan. Dude's got muscle.
Yeah.
It can be done if you're not a fucking idiot. Ding.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Do
I
your
like it.
research.
It's just
as soon as he said that, because I was like, wait a second, I know there's a ton of like vegan UFC fighters and weightlifters and people who do physical stuff. So all I did was Google vegan weightlifter and immediately found that.
Yeah, it can be done. I just don't want to do it. I want steak and hamburgers.
not
Plus,
gonna.
we're physiologically omnivores. We just are.
Yes.
We have a large and small intestine. We have canine teeth. We have the forward-looking eyes that all predators have. We're omnivores.
Yeah. Absolutely. Huh. Helmet Cock said the last 5 years winners of Ironman Kona have been vegetarians. Beat.
I wonder.
Bueller.
I wonder if there's such a lack of knowledge here that we have somebody who can't even search the platform they're on for real information. Is it that bad?
Yeah, it is, unfortunately.
I think he's basing it purely on personal experience. Like, he probably encountered some, like, skinny vegan Antifa kid and thinks all vegans look like that.
That's funny. I do have some good news.
Woo! Yeah!
Thank you.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
So that was the strategy. Just stall long enough for people to strike the gong.
Yeah, exactly, right? Just wait for enough votes. It was coming. Oh, that's too funny. Now, what have we got? Now, does anybody have a wrap up on that? Is he a Scotty Storm replica or a that guy wannabe? It's so hard to call.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of both, actually.
That is pathetic.
He's a that Storm wannabe.
Oh, that's really bad. Wow. He just took everything that was wrong about Flerfdom and wrapped it into one and went, yep, I'm your guy. So we've got a few other things to dive into. We've got Vile TV. Or here, I think we should go with this one because this is absolutely crazy and it's definitely going to need a gong vote. Agenda 21 is a plan to depopulate 95% of the world's population.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely that one. Because Agenda 21 is old. It's been around for a while.
Right. I got a point about that once we get into it.
All right. Now, this is a longer video, and it's going to need the gong for sure. And I'm thinking that Boole might want to give us a little chipmunk mode on it. Nothing too big, but just a little.
Like 1.25?
Yeah.
Done. Done. We'll start it out there and see how it goes. Because, yeah, this is a long one.
All right. Should we let her rip?
Into the depths we go. Or do we?
Hi, Sayer G here, and so grateful to be on a call with Tom Cowan, who is the author of a number of books that are out right now that are extremely impactful and have really opened my eyes to, the very topic I have a book out on, which is the new biology and its relevance to health and wellness. Several of the books that...
Sorry to pause it so early. I'm going to make a quick point because as an author, this pisses me off. Books aren't subject to peer review. Anybody can write anything ever and publish it. I would know because I've done it. Like,
yeah,
I hate when people go, oh, you need to read this book by this person. No, I'd rather read a scientific study that thousands of people reviewed.
Yeah, that's like saying that Dean Koontz is a reason to believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
Well, especially now because anybody can self-publish on Amazon and can go out to the whole world in a matter of days.
Yeah.
Mr.
that's
ID
exactly
comes
what
to
I do.
mind. Mr. ID comes to mind. I wasn't
I
going to
was
say you.
just about to say that.
'Cause
that guy.
I can't believe he thinks he's smart because he published a book on Amazon.
And Southern Israelite has like 5 books on Amazon.
Whoa,
And
that's
they're-
scary, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll assume they make great toilet paper.
If the
no, the
paper's
Kindle's
thin
not
enough,
good
you
for
could
that.
roll. Never mind.
What was that, Purple?
The Kindle's not very good for toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, tried once, but every time I used it afterwards, it was such a mess.
Yeah,
And
sorry, I didn't want to stop the video for too long. I hate when people say, "Oh, you need to read this book by this guy." I don't care what some dude wrote. I really don't. As an author, I don't care about your book.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, should
Well-
we let him get back to it?
Yeah.
I would love for you to take a look at Our Cancer and the New Biology of Water, which interestingly, I also discuss in my book. So there's definitely something in the zeitgeist here. And then we have Human Heart, Cosmic Heart, which is a book several of my colleagues and friends brought to my awareness, including Kelly, who is a huge advocate of your work and has been deeply impacted by it. And then, of course, Vaccines, Autoimmunity, and the Changing Nature of Childhood Illness, which is such a wonderful book. I really encourage everyone to take a look at it. And yeah, we're here today just to have a relatively informal discussion about some of the things that are really pressing. Clearly, we are all facing what is being described as a pandemic by what is to believe to be an inexorably lethal viral vector. And so I think organically, both Tom and I have been reflecting on whether germ theory, as classically conceived and promulgated throughout the mainstream media, is as valid as we are led to believe. Basically, health policy is being drafted.
Germ theory, not germ hypothesis. Done. Schrodinger's cat. You wanted to get in there.
Yeah, he looks and sounds like one of those people who says a bunch of words that he thinks makes him sound smart, but at the end of the sentence, he literally said nothing. And I also appreciate all of the participation certificates he's got on the wall behind him.
Yeah. They're always just out of focus enough that you can't quite read what they're for or where they're from.
Yeah, he's definitely Dr. Word Salad on this one. You can really, really feel it.
And yeah, he did that fucking Russian vids thing. He changed the wording slightly, but he just put supposedly in front of everything to make it sound like he has a valid point.
Yes.
Like he said something like he used different wording, but he said something to the extent of what we're led to believe. And it's like, that's just you saying supposedly. Like, that doesn't add value. That's just rhetoric to kind of prime your audience.
Yeah, he's the turbo-encabulator guy.
The what?
If you've never heard of the turbo-encabulator?
No.
Oh my God. YouTube at the time. It's about a 3-minute video of a guy talking about this new invention, and he uses all of these technical terms. Well, they're not even. They're just made up words that sound technical. Like a spurvo bearing and a spurvy vein and all these other things. And he's got a lab coat on, so it looks like he really knows what he's talking about, but he's saying absolute bullshit.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, bring it up sometime. Turbo-encabulator.
Turbo-encabulator. All right. I'm definitely looking that up. Purple rhymes with orange.
Just in the side chat, Chris Durham nailed it. The guy sells fake diplomas. The wall behind him is his sales display.
There you go.
Look at how convincing these are, guys. Keep them out of focus. They look like real diplomas. All right. Should we let him ramble on a little more?
I guess so.
Give him another minute.
Yeah, it's pretty bad though. I just sent this to Ilya by mistake. I'm putting something in the green room, which is the snapshot of the current pause game here before we get to this, because this is hilarious if you look at it close. All right, here we go.
Based on this concept. And so I know that we've had some preliminary discussion, but we just would love to have a deeper sort of exploration of the topic, which I think would help people to maybe not be as fearful and give them the ability to just think more critically about what's happening. So I'll have to sort of pass it to you.
Okay, thank you. I mean, there's a whole lot of places you could start here, but one of the places I might start is I have been a student of Rudolf Steiner, the guy who started Waldorf schools and anthroposophical medicine and biodynamics and a bunch of other things. And as I like to say, those were his hobbies. Those weren't his profession. He was a Goethean scholar. And in a sense, all three of those books you mentioned where essentially I took a quote from Rudolf Steiner and tried to figure out what he meant by that. And I often describe it as knowing Rudolf Steiner is like having the answers to the test, but you don't know how he got there. But you sort of know where you should be going. So the central theme of my heart book was Steiner saying that in order for humanity to evolve in the right way, we have to understand that the heart is not a pump. And when you read that, you think something like, what the hell? Everybody knows the heart is a pump.
Well, yeah, no, we do know the heart is a pump. You know why? Because we can take it out and look at every single part of it and realize, holy shit, these are all just tubes. And the...
And you can make a fake one.
Yeah, I was just
make a
gonna
fake
say.
one.
Yeah, we've already made artificial ones on the outside, and then ones you could put on the inside. That's how well we know what that thing is doing, baby.
And also, someone in the chat pointed out, they said, Rudolf Steiner, dong it. So I'm guessing they knew who that was. I didn't know who this guy was. Googled him. Was an Austrian philosopher, social reformer, architect, esotericist, and claimed clairvoyant. Fuck him.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Really? Let me look at the vote here. I haven't looked over in a second. Oh, it's not going well. Okay. I predict we won't be watching this video for very long.
All right. Well, should we try to let them get to the whole depopulation Agenda 21 thing?
One more time.
Hope he gets that far.
And even if it isn't a pump, what's different? Why should that make a difference for the evolution of humanity? So it took me 20-some years to sort of figure that out. And then when you see what the heart, why it's like laughable that it's not a pump, and what it does, and that, for instance, what the heart does is it stops the blood, and I don't want to get into the whole why the blood moves, but it stops the blood, converts it into a vortex, and it sends the blood on a path to the rest of the body. And you compare that with what the Sufis say about the heart, which is...
And, of course, it sends that into the hyperdimensional vortex of the sun and back. And that's what's really going on here. Is your heart is taking your blood, sending it out of the universe, and it comes back with everything you need spiritually. Yeah, whatever.
We have to get somebody on the show coming up who has been involved in the design of artificial hearts at some point in their life to explain how they make the vortex. This is fucking crazy.
Like, God, I still remember there was a movie about Jack the Ripper called From Hell. It was an okay movie. But there's a point in that where Jack the Ripper is just giving a little kind of seminar on how the heart works. And this is 150 years ago. And we understood how the heart worked. Granted, at the same time, we were also stabbing people in the brain to fix mental conditions, but that's another issue. Schrodinger's cat, go ahead.
Yeah, as you said, Kevin, Agenda 21 is really old. And if its goal was depopulation, then they're doing it wrong. And also, I put the video for the turboencabulator in the chat. It's only 1 minute and 50 seconds, and it's tangentially on topic if we want to take a minute and 50 and look at it. It's hilarious. And it shows exactly what this guy was just doing.
I pulled it up and kind of skipped through it a little, and I think I've seen it before. It reminds me of the nonsense but not quite nonsense video of the missile knows where it is at all times by knowing where it isn't. It takes where it isn't and divides that, but like it's just nonsense, but it sounds sensible.
Right. It shows how somebody can use what sounds like smart words to make you think that they know what they're talking about when really it's just entire bullshit. And that's the purpose of the whole turboencabulator video, is to show you that people can trick you pretty easily.
Before
Shills.
we go any further, there, Aimee, you wanted to get in here, right?
Yes, please. I was going to talk about that. Yeah, that Agenda 21 has been around for a long, long time. And a lot of it has to do with that New World Order thing and, one world government. And it was so funny because to show you how fairly old it is, when I was working at a credit union long before Matt was born, he's going to be 15, we used to... Check 21 was implemented, which meant that your check was going to clear a lot faster than it used to because it was all now turning electronic. And so, and it was just about clearing your check as an ACH instead of a regular paper check taking a week. And we'd have people come in constantly saying, oh my God, they're going to take over the credit unions now because now the Check 21 is in place. And we were like, huh? What do you mean? They were confusing it with Agenda 21.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I looked it up. It was first published in 1992.
Exactly, yeah.
It's quite old. And it's kind of like a known joke within the UN now that it was a horrible name for it because it's called Agenda 21 because they wanted to reach these goals by the beginning of the 21st century. And they quickly realized that this was way too lofty of a goal. Also, if you Google Agenda 21 and look at the Wikipedia article, the first thing you find is Agenda 21 is a non-binding action plan of the United Nations. Non-binding.
Yes.
That basically means nobody has to do it.
They just think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Steaming Cup of Reason, go ahead.
Yeah, I figured out the major flaw with Agenda 21 and this whole world population reduction idea. And that is basically somebody forgot to tell China because they're breeding like fucking rabbits over here.
I mean, China has a big problem with overpopulation. India has a big problem with overpopulation. The world population just keeps going up. So if Agenda 21 is a thing, the way they think it is, it's not going very well.
No, I mean, we all known for years, man, sex sells. So come on.
I still remember being a kid and being in school and learning the world population is 6 billion people. And between me being a young, not quite teenager to now, it's gone up to, what is it now? 7.2, 7.3?
I'm
Something
not
like
100% sure offhand, yeah. But
Something
I know
like
it's definitely increased in a massive fashion over not a lot of years.
Oh my God, it's 7.8.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was going to
Which just
say,
goes to show-
last I looked, it was closer to 8 than 7 at this point.
It just goes to show that all these people who have all these conspiracy theories, they don't realize that they are incompetent. Whoever they is doesn't know what the fuck they are doing.
Yeah.
I know in the past 10 years here in Vietnam, the population has gone from 81 million and it's now pushing 95.
Right.
Wow.
And if they are really in charge, they have a master plan that's akin to the guys who wrote the TV show Lost. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
That, sir, you are implying they had a plan past season 3.
Exactly.
Fuck it. The island's a time machine.
Yeah, exactly. That was good, though. So here, let's dive into our bag of tricks and see what we got, because that guy's punk ass got slammed to the ground. What do we have again? Let's see here. We've got ISS speed tracking. That sounds like it's going to be right up Blue's alley for sure. And we got the Morgile with the Earth is a ball. Oh, plus we have a channel. Plus, we have a channel, Flat Earth Perth. Craig Brown proves Flat Earth.
Hey, Feel Jesus in You, who says their plan is too complex for you to understand. They try to hide God. Then why is Islam the fastest growing religion in the world? They believe in God. They don't believe in your God, but they believe in God.
Yeah, they're just not hiding him as well.
Plus, why can't you spell the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their plan.
Run away, Mr. Christian, because Islam is the hugest religion on earth, aside from Buddhism.
I was reading an article the other day that said the fastest growing religion in the U.S. is the Pastafarians.
Nobody
That's
has
awesome.
to hide God. He is the world champion hide and go seek winner every year running.
Never been found.
Do Pastafarians have to cook macaroni in the dreads, or is it just that you really like it? I'm still unsure on that one.
Dick, do you not know what the Pastafarians are?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, it's a joke religion. It's the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. The idea
Oh, okay,
being
those
that-
guys. Yeah. I know that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a joke religion, and it now has almost as much support as any other major religion in the U.S.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I, for one, welcome our oncoming spaghetti lord monsters and, all that kind of South Parky or was that...
That was Simpsons.
Simpsons? Yeah, okay, you're right, yeah.
I think that was when they had
Troy
the giant-
McClure. Isn't that Troy McClure, or is that the news guy that had the same voice?
I think it was the news guy, and I think I remember the exact context. It was when Homer was on the space shuttle, and an ant kind of crawled over the camera, and they thought it was a giant ant, and they said something like, "I, for one, bow to our new ant overlords."
Yes, that's it. Good one, good one. Awesome. Wow, did I just take us off track? Okay, I'll shut up now. So, votes for the video here. We've got Blue. Here, you get the choice here. Blue, what do you think? You want ISS speed tracking, the Earth is a ball, or Craig Brown proves the flat Earth?
I want to hear proof of the flat Earth.
I thought so.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
video
what year
for
is
Bull.
And they all said ramen. There you go.
You know, every now and then a Glober teaches you something. It's not often, but it does happen. So a big thanks to Craig Brown, who left me this marvellous comment teaching me about Mount Taranaki. If Craig had never mentioned this, I probably wouldn't have come across, in my opinion, the best flat earth proof I have seen up to now. This is Mount Taranaki in New Zealand, and it can be viewed 230 kilometres away from Wellington on a good seeing day. Craig pointed me to this photo. Now this type of photo I've seen many times, and Globers are hopeless at comprehending what they are seeing.
That's a beautiful.
Where's the rest of it?
Yeah, that's a beautiful pair of photos that prove the globe Earth. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Where's the rest of the mountain?
Yeah, can we triangulate the height there?
Oh, jeez. And also, I just got to point out, because somebody mentioned the poor Homer always coming in second to an inanimate carbon rod. That, in my opinion, is
I
the
love that
single... That's the single funniest joke in all of Simpsons history, is when Homer
Yes.
says, "Well, I'll show them who's inanimate," and just stands completely still, and the shadows go long behind him.
Yeah.
No,
Brady-
Still Jesus in You is not hidden by perspective. Sorry, go ahead.
Brady Beaver sent me a little thing in the background there. Good call, Beaver. Abigail Geiger, Pew Research Center, world population growth is expected to nearly stop by 2100. And that's the title of the post. And then I haven't opened it yet, but just looking at what was posted to me here, for the first time in modern history, the world's population is expected to virtually stop growing by the end of this century. And then it goes on. So I am going to put this link in the chat for everybody, because I just kind of think that you guys are the people who would want to read that.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I've got no issues with that at all.
Yeah. I've
Indeed.
always been a fan of what's called zero population growth. Replace you and your spouse, and that's out. That's it.
Yeah, if I was a nicer person, I wouldn't say this, but it looks like weapons of mass destruction are finally working. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck.
That's what I was wondering about. Is the population growth going to stop because the species will be extinct by then?
I was kind of wondering that too. I was kind of wondering that, like, either that or if you guys have ever heard of the behavioral sink. which I worry that is something that humanity is currently falling into, is based on an experiment done on mice, which is basically once a population reaches a certain point, it just kind of ceases to function.
Yeah, once you get comfortable, so middle class people who are comfortable don't have as many children for whatever reason, and that's borne out with that mice experiment. You get them fat and happy, and they don't breed as much.
Yeah, and their whole society breaks down. Like you get an increase in infanticide. You get weird starvation things, weird mental disorders cropping up all over the place. It's kind of scary when you read about that study, because it sounds very reminiscent of modern society.
Yeah, we would have to ask a biologist if we could get one on, but I think it would probably have to do with something about just not having enough genetic diversity in the population.
I could see the flat earthers accusing the scientists of fat shaming mice.
Well, you're saying weird famine and weird mental disorders, so we're back to the breatharians.
Oh, that's funny.
There it is. Many female rats were unable to carry pregnancy to full term or survive delivery of their litters if they did. An even greater number fell short in their maternal functions. Let's see what else. The social organization of the animals showed equal disruption. Their whole society stopped working.
Wow.
Sorry.
Oop, no worries. I accidentally hit an emoticon there. Aimee, go ahead.
Yes, please. We got a super chat.
William Foley for $10 said, with the current lockdowns, I'm betting on a coming baby boom.
Yeah, yeah. That's a possibility.
Change your name to...
Nope.
Got cut off there. Yeah, that's a good point. That right now, with the current situation, like people are stuck inside with nothing else to do. There's going to be some kids about 9 months from now.
Yeah, you can't even go to the drugstore to get more rubbers.
Are you telling me these hotel towels can get pregnant?
No, it's more the other way around. The hotel towels can get you pregnant.
Shit.
And also, Ugly German Truce made a point that it may not be a good thing to compare the behavioral sync to behavior in humans because mice and humans are different. I agree, and there is controversy over how the study can be applied to humans, but I think it's just, at the very least, something to keep in mind.
Well, the birth rates in the U.S. and in Europe have gone down against the rest of the world because, you know, we're the middle class standard right now.
Right. Yeah, and
you're the fat and happy ones.
Yeah, and you tend to find the places where people have the most kids is where they need extra hands to do more labor.
Right.
Although there's also an artificial control with that. Because, like in the U.S., without any kind of health care, at this point, you pretty much have to be middle class to afford birth control.
Yeah. Well, Japan for years has had a negative replacement rate for its population.
Really?
Yeah.
That might explain why when I went to Google behavioral sync, one of the suggestions was Japan. So behavioral sync Japan. Because apparently there's been comparisons made there. That's interesting. Yeah. I'm worried about where we're heading, but we've gotten way off topic of this video.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I wonder if we shouldn't get back to what's actually on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a damn good point, though.
Yeah.
When you do the analysis on this type of photo, you'll find every time that it neither favors a globe or a flat Earth. The math doesn't fit either model. Now, the globers will say if you have extreme refraction, it might favour a globe and vice versa for a flat Earth. But if it doesn't fit either model, then there must be something else at play. For the flat Earth researchers out there like myself, who do long-range observations over water, they will already know what I'm about to say. And that is that every time you observe long-distance objects over the ocean with your P900, you will see mirroring of the bottom part of the object. This happens every single time when filming over the ocean. Here is a clip I filmed from Dalliup to Cape Naturalist Lighthouse, 55 kilometers away. Well, if you get severe mirroring at 55 kilometers over ocean, you know the mirroring over 230 kilometers will be there for sure. You simply cannot film long distances over the ocean and expect everything in the bottom part of the image to be crystal clear. It just doesn't work that way in reality. What we need is an infrared shot of Mount Taranaki from Wellington. Now that would really tell us what's going on. Well, guess what I found on YouTube? Mount Taranaki from Wellington using a P900 infrared camera. The same setup as my camera in the footage I showed before. Okay, so in my humble opinion...
First of all, where the fuck is the mountain in that picture? Second, it looks like you're taking the picture from on top of one. Elevation counts. Schrodinger's cat, go ahead.
Yeah, you already said it. I was just going to say that's why you don't take those long distance shots from just above the water level. You get up higher to where you're not dealing with all that refraction.
Yeah.
And you account for the elevation.
Yeah, you account for the elevation, and you can account for the refraction. There's a thing called a refractive index. It's very helpful.
Easy. We've known about that for a good few years now, right?
A good few years.
I'd like to see him try it with a proper zoom lens. The most powerful zoom lens you can find. Zoom in all the way till you just can't zoom in anymore. And then wait for that fucking boat to go over the horizon bottom first. And then
I
try
myself,
and bring that fucker back.
I myself have a 6-inch reflector, whatever you want to say, telescope. And I can set my telescope up. And no matter how I zoom, and I mean, we're talking about some pretty good zoom here. I can watch a fucking boat go over the fucking horizon. It doesn't matter how far you zoom, it's still going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just don't get it. Perspective is not the fucking answer.
And scale. They never, right? Blue. I mean, you how many times have you seen them screw up scale?
I have no idea about scale. It totally confuses them. But I was going to say the same thing. I mean, long before, contrary to popular belief in the flat Earth community, long before Nikon came up with their cameras, we had things called telescopes. And you know, in fact, who was it that invented that thing? Was it Galileo?
Yeah.
Well, there's
he nicked it from a Dutchman, but
There's a German man named Hans Lippershey, which submitted the patent for a refracting telescope, but Galileo's design kind of expanded and improved on it.
Yeah,
well, wasn't Galileo the first one to come up with the idea of the two sliding tubes so he could adjust the distance between the lenses?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he did was took the design and perfected. But anyway, sorry, Blue, go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say now. Whatever.
Before Nikon cameras.
No.
Nope.
I was going another direction. It won't work anymore. So
sorry.
All that any flat earther has to do is set up your camera on the beach with 0 zoom, wait for the sun to set, and then go to maximum zoom and see if you can bring it back. And you can't.
Really, what they need to do is go to the library, buy a freaking book, The Children's Guide to Science, and learn the meaning of angular size, you fucking morons.
Angular size is a big one, yeah. Because they'll never account for the fact that buildings in a blink test, they stay the same size, but part of them is hidden. Or same thing with boats. You know, you can see the whole sail, but you can't see the bottom of the boat.
Yeah. And the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, let's be honest. We're talking about a theory that is debunked by every sunrise and sunset.
Exactly.
Do we want to let this guy continue any further?
I don't know.
Well, a little bit. Let's go one more.
Just a little bit.
I'm actually curious to see if he shows the picture infrared with the mountain. That's what I want to see, actually. He might be delaying that, but I want to see if he actually shows it.
All right.
And there's only 3 minutes left, and we're already at 1.25 speed, so we might we might get through this, guys. We might do it.
Woo!
What you're about to see is the best flat Earth proof I have seen to date. I know that's a big call, but the amount of missing curvature in the footage you're about to see is mind-boggling. You see, Craig's image is from 300 meters elevation, so the math doesn't really do anything for me. In the following footage, the elevation is 96 meters. Let's repeat that and let it sink in. The camera elevation is 96 meters, and the distance is 214 kilometers. That gives us 2,514 meters target hidden height. Hang on, what's the elevation of Mount Taranaki? 2,518 meters. Oops, hang on. So none of Mount Taranaki should be visible from 96 meters. Okay, roll the tape.
Wow. What the hell? Give it, Kevin, give it.
Say it with me, kids. It's an R word. Refraction.
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Like you always have to factor in the fact that you're looking at it through air, which scatters light.
And, you know, each one of these guys experience this all the time because as the sun goes down and you get the refracted sun where you still see it, but it's not really up anymore, you lose so much of the heat. You can feel it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially if you're like out somewhere like in a desert, for instance.
Yes. You can feel it. It's just ridiculous to even claim this crap. Get out of your mother's basement, you moron.
But so we have something rare here. He did some math, or rather he let an app do the math for him, but he showed us some numbers and he just, you know, didn't factor in half of the things he needs to, which is just beautiful.
Yeah, and that's where this whole thing where you get some of these Flerfs that say, we do the science, we really... No, you don't. You think you're doing something that actually makes sense, but you're omitting half of the variables that dictate the result.
Exactly right.
Confirmation bias.
They're not doing the science, they're bastardizing the science.
That's very true. That's very true. Should we let him see this this stunning globe-killing footage?
Yeah, well, the vote is play more, so let's do it. Just look at the image. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks clear as a bell, doesn't it?
Oh man, it must be a cloud shaped exactly like Mount Taranaki. What a coincidence. To spot the mirroring, look at the left-hand side where it looks like it goes straight down. That's a telltale sign of where the mirroring is starting. So under this line, we are simply seeing a mirroring of what's above the line. That is why you can't look at a photo like this and say everything at the base of the mountain has disappeared. You're just not going to get that level of detail at 214 kilometers away. So I guess it's game, set, and match, and I may as well finish the video here. But wait, there's more, much more. You see, I've been tricking about the 96 meters elevation. Our photographer Paul has also done, wait for it, a 41 meter elevation, and again captured most of the mountain. Roll the tape. So at 210 kilometers away at a 41 meter elevation, 2,748 meters should be hidden. So the whole mountain, plus 230 meters, should be completely hidden from view.
He goes lower, and the image is worse due to the refraction scattering the light more. Is anybody surprised here?
Not in the least.
No.
I like that when we saw the first image of the mountain there, because it just looked like kind of like a cloud, like the guy said. Ugly German Truths goes, iceberg ahead.
Man,
Aimee.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, not ugly German Jew. Sorry, I did because they were talking about you. Feel Jesus in You says refraction changed in meaning from the truth, from the religion of activism, from scientism. That comment makes no sense. Anybody want to take that?
I have no idea what that means.
all I heard was scientism, and all I can think of right now is that dumb broad with the breasts and the Jesus
orphan.
That's
it.
All I have to say to that is some dressing with your word salad.
Does anybody know who this guy is? Is he a Poe? He says a lot of Poe things.
The jury's out. We really don't know. He seems genuine. He says a lot of silly things, but he seems genuine, and I think we keep him around because he's generally far more likable than most other Flerfs. Bueller.
Yeah, but no, it's hard because there's some there's some genuine sound to the voice that makes you think the person is really, really in it. That's a tough one.
Well, that and he's consistent. He usually goes to the same points, and he doesn't seem to kind of struggle or flounder around when you. He's still a dumbass though, says Anacito Mendo. Oh wait, hang on. They went for another shot. They changed meaning of refraction to suit scientism. Citation.
Yeah, who is they and when did they do it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. What I'm seeing right now is the South Park episode with Gary Coleman running Webster's dictionary to change the meaning of the word. But that episode, I am not bringing up any more of that live. I'll tell you.
We can't talk about what word they changed.
They haven't changed anything about refraction. Literally, haven't changed it. Your glasses work on the principles of refraction. Your fiber optics work on the principles of refraction and reflection, and there's very specific, straightforward formulas that dictate how light travels through different media. It hasn't changed in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
No,
it hasn't.
Fraunhofer would be offended right now.
I'd actually say saying glasses as an example is a good point. Refraction hasn't changed since at least the invention of eyeglasses.
Yeah, that would be correct.
There's magnifying glass, the monocle, all of that stuff.
Yeah, even before that, spear fishermen had to understand, where the fish wasn't where you see it; it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, how far back does that go?
Well said. That's a good one.
I would venture to guess thousands of years.
Yeah,
Spinosaurus was doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There you go.
If a Spinosaurus can figure it out.
Yeah, why can't they? Exactly. The pencil in the water glass experiment. Does anybody remember that? That's
yeah.
Classic.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love the Spinosaurus example because dinosaurs were famously stupid. They had tiny brains, but they could figure it out.
Yeah. Dapper is just jumping up and down right now. Yeah, good one.
I'm sorry, Dapper. Ceratosauruses are notoriously smart, I guess. I don't know. I just want to make them feel better.
Blue had to jump out. Good night, Blue.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good night, Blue.
Good night, Blue.
Well, good night, Blue.
The vote is still on the let it play. So, what are we going to do, right?
All right, let's do it.
Give them what they want.
And notice the same amount of mountain is in view from both the 96 and the 41 meter elevations, just as the flat earth would predict. So, can everyone give Craig Brown a huge big thank you for helping us find the...
Did anyone notice he just said that they're the same size and didn't give any numbers for that?
Nope.
I heard it.
You just looked at it and said, it looks about the same size.
Well, it was, but in one picture, the mountain was slouching.
Which, yeah, I don't know what could possibly cause that. Refraction.
It was bigger this morning, honey. Honest.
But that's just it. That's all I wanted to point out, was that he didn't give us any math on how they're supposedly the same size. Should we let him keep going?
Sure.
I think.
Best flat earth proof to date? Thanks, Craig. You're the best.
And that's it.
So much for keeping going, right?
Holy
geez.
fuck, we made it through that son of a bitch's video? Wow.
Yes.
I'm shocked.
I am shocked.
To be fair,
If that's the best flat Earth proof, they're in serious trouble.
Yeah, they are, and it's not the first video like this I've seen. Like everyone about refraction, people. I took root as a flat Earth debunker in Soundly's chat, and that was the argument that was brought up constantly in that chat room. It looks curved because of refraction. So I suppose all those cars are just driving underwater on that bridge. Yeah, okay, got it.
That's a good one. I love that bridge footage because holy, how do you argue that? How?
You don't. That's the point.
It's been like the longest standing best piece of footage, and we don't even go to it anymore because they all deny it, but they've never given a reason for it.
No, all it is bullshit, and blah, blah, and blah, blah. And hold on a second here. Let me pull that mic from my rectum. Oh, yeah, bullshit. Yeah, there we go.
and also, Schrodinger pointed out, like, if this is their best flat Earth proof, then they're in trouble. I would definitely say that, considering the best globe Earth proof is live streaming 24 hours a day and streaking 400 kilometers over your head.
That's a good one.
When it comes to Soundly's videos, you know what they've also not done that's very telling? They've not gone there and recreated it and shown why it's... They say he's faking it, but they won't go there and do it and show that he's faking it.
There was one Flerfer that went to the causeway and drove on the causeway itself, as if that would actually be something you could see from the causeway itself. You have to you have to go to his location and use same or similar equipment to get that effect, and you have to do it with a similar refractive index, i.e. similar temperature and time of day. Go figure.
Right. And he did it for days. He live streamed it. He did pictures on different days. He did every which way you can do it.
Yeah, and he put lights across the bridge. One of the bridges, it wasn't the causeway, it was the other one. He put lights at the same height above the water line across, and you could see the curve of the lights. In fact, some of them were behind the curve. Like, the light wasn't visible anymore because the water was blocking it. He mounted that light above the water line. Yet there's no curve. Water doesn't curve. There's no proof of curved water. Well, that's kind of is proof in my head. Just saying.
Just a little bit. Well, we got through 2 videos today. That's pretty impressive, I would say.
Yeah.
To be fair, the 2 shortest videos in our entire lineup, but yeah.
I will say at this point, Kevin, we should probably look at wrap-ups because I think we're on like a 15-minute countdown to the after show.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I guess, time flies when you're having fun. Because this was a pretty fun one, I'll admit. This was, they brought a little bit more to the table than they usually do.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's just, look at this and here's all of my unfounded opinions on it, which is like, who cares? But these guys actually put a little bit of effort into their stupid. Nevertheless, it was very easy to deal with. As far as wrap-up goes, let's see. Mr. Dawson, start with you. Well, no, I can't start with you. You always end us off. Krafty Keelah, go ahead.
Dum. Maybe she's doing the ice cream. I only just found out what that means. So
she might either be busy or not realize that she's muted. So we'll give it 1 second here. And I'm going to assume she stepped away. Schrodinger's cat, what do you think, sir?
Yeah, so I've got my premiere tomorrow, and then everybody please come see the debate tomorrow night on my channel. I will have pen and paper and be taking names of who isn't and is not there. Also tonight, I'm going to, it's not even 4:00 in the afternoon here yet. I tried last night, I went out too early, but I fly my drone out from my balcony because I'm stuck in this room. And I tried to get the sunset last night. I went out a little bit too early. So I'm going to try again tonight. I think I've got the sunset pinpointed. And what I'm doing is I've got the drone, down about 50 feet above the water, wait for the sun to set, and then raise an elevation. Other people have done it. I just want to do it for myself. So if I can get a good video of that, I'll probably pop it on my channel. But yeah, everybody come see Bob and Stingray tomorrow night. Battle it out.
Awesome. I really look forward to that. Let's see. Steaming Cup of Reason, what do you think of tonight?
Oh, well, it was just a whole lot of stupid, as usual. That last guy, what a moron. He called himself a flat earth researcher. That's the biggest oxymoron I've ever heard. It's just, oh, God. Somebody gave these people a thesaurus and they ran with it.
So what you're saying is there's a bookstore that has a shoplifting thing to deal with.
I think so. I mean, like the shit that comes out of their mouth, they couldn't think of for themselves, so they had to get it somewhere, Oh, it's just God, unbelievable. I don't get these people. To think that they're an authority because they wrote a book. It's like you said, Kevin. Anybody can write a book and get published. Fuck, if Theora Apophis can do it, anybody can. Holy shit.
Well, thanks to autocorrect, my cat walking on the keyboard wrote a novel.
Well, there you go.
Well, in that case, let's go with you as well. Purple Rhymes with Orange, what did you think of tonight?
Yeah, well, at least he did try to do some math, but it's like using algebra when you need trigonometry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's well said. Well said. Well, it was very good to have you with us. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, I had a blast.
Absolutely, and you're welcome back anytime. Booleanenator, what did you think of tonight?
Well, the last one was quite nostalgic, as I said, because Soundly's 24/7 live streams of what, 2016, 2017? Yeah, it's been a while. The danger. It's too bad we didn't actually get to the dangers of veganism from the flat Earth guy on the beach, but okay. And I Agenda 21, get over it. Like it's like they said, if you're doing it wrong, if you think that's gonna work, you're doing it wrong. It's not working. This is a fail, big time, mega fail.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I was mentioning how when I was a kid, I remember hearing that the world population was 6 billion people in school, and now it's 7.8. When I was in school was roughly around the time Agenda 21 started. And in that time, we've gone up 1.8 billion people. So, not going very well.
That's more people than a Trump rally, Kevin.
I would barely.
I would hope so. There's not quite 1.8 billion people in the U.S. Let's see here. Aimee Hogan, what did you and Matt think of tonight?
Oh my gracious. Lots of stupid. Yeah, the Earth isn't flat. Agenda 21 is old. It hasn't worked.
The grilled cheese is flat.
The grilled cheese is flat. There you go. You just answered it right there.
Hey, grilled cheese are...
They're delicious, aren't they?
The grilled cheese is flat and the soda's flat too.
Yes. And whose birthday's coming up?
Me. My birthday's coming up in like 3 days.
And
Yay!
Yeah.
So make sure to send that super chat cake.
That's right. And that's pretty much it. I think we covered it.
And Aimee Hogan for $99.99 says happy birthday, Matt. Happy 15th birthday, Matt. It's gonna say happy 15th.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I think I went around everyone there, but Krafty wasn't quite there when I called her name. Let's see if she's there now. Krafty, you with us? Nope, tending to the goats. I'm going to say tending to the goats.
But the kids.
The kids, exactly. So with that, I think we've covered everyone here. Mr. Dawson, do you want to take us out?
I will indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big thank you to Purple Rhymes with Orange for once again joining the show. And this time, thanks to the gods of Alphabet, we got through opening with a Breatharian and not got shut down. What do you think? Monumental moment. YouTube, fuck you for fucking with us, all right? Leave us alone, you bastards. To everybody else watching, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We had some real fun throwing this stupid at you, and I hope we ripped it down properly. A huge shout out to all of our Patreons and members. We have done so much in the background, buying gear and stuff to make everybody sound as proper as they can be. It's moving us forward. You guys rule the world. We love every one of you. Breatharians, yeah. You know what? You could pucker your lips right to my ass and breathe in. That will fuel the fire, baby. On that note, what do you say? It's the EiE Network Silly Shill Show coming at you live, and we're out of here, folks. Let's say goodnight.
Good night.
Silly Shill.
Later
Space
on.
Cowboys.
What?
I think that's the cue.
Okay.